In December 2023, the pop movement team traveled to Dubai to participate in COP28. The team interviewed the pop movement's Goodwill Ambassador, Dr. Raghavan Seetharaman, about the opportunities and challenges presented by COP28, his message for the youth of the world, and his hopes for outcomes of the International Pop Festival set to take place in New Delhi in 2024.
As a Goodwill Ambassador of the pop movement, what is your message to the youth of the world?
Well, youth are the future, right? 25% of the world today, if you look at it, is between 10 to 24. We have to empower the youth. They understand the dynamics of the global warming and climate change. How do you eradicate poverty? How do you bring in environment sustainability? How do you bring in gender equality again? These are not ordinary issues. These are all interconnected. There is no defining moment than what we are witnessing now. Who can do it? Only the younger generation. It's an absolute opportunity. Oil-producing nations, this region, 45% of the world oil, 25% of the world gas comes from. Maximum per capita carbon emission is also here. The revealing fact is, the energy transition is a major challenge. So what COP has done, this COP in Dubai, COP28 has done, is to recognize the real challenge. We are all trying to limit the incremental climate change to 1.5%. Possibly it is a tall order, but everyone has put an enormous effort to recognize the challenge. Challenge number one, how are we going to make sure convert this energy transition into an opportunity to hydrogen, nuclear, name it. Now, huge amount of funding is required. What was spelled out, the funding to be contributed by developed nations in COP21 was not fulfilled. Now, for methane, COP28 has contributed $1 billion, and again, 230 billion has been committed only by UAE banks for green financing from 2024 to 2030. It's a huge commitment. It has come from an oil-producing country. COP28 has come with a resolve to measure the past and manage the present and set in the right kind of initiative for compliant architecture for the globe as a whole to protect this planet. Plenty of challenges. See, in strategic terms, we have to phase out the energy through fossil fuels. Where there is a maximum per capita carbon emission, or globally, fossil fuels, coal or oil or gas, is creating more pollution to this planet. And how do we get into alternates? How do we make sure, slowly, we phase out the fossil fuels and get into alternate sources, including, as I said, nuclear or hydrogen or rest of the opportunities in terms of solar or wind? How do we make sure commercially viable corporate funding comes in? So we have to keep in mind and map the business process policies to see the future world is better than the present.
Dr. Seetharaman, sir, you're aware of the fact that we are hosting the International Pop Festival in New Delhi, India, and the objective is to bring together the youth of the world and to honor Dr. Pachauri, late Dr. Pachauri's legacy. I'd love to hear in your words, in your mind, in your reflections, what you believe would be the critical outcome of a gathering of this nature where we bring together several young people from around the world to showcase action on climate change.
Absolutely, it is a purpose of the session, a congregation in Delhi. Dr. Pachauri's vision and the mission is to recognize the importance of the future generation and creating a movement for the youngsters, a long-term prosperity, human dignity. That's why he wants to empower the youth. So there is no important issue in the global map today other than global warming and climate change.